Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good people. How are you doing today? Such a beautiful Wednesday. Ready to start our session today. Last week we talked about pseudocodes and flowcharts, a great way to start to lay the foundation. And today we are starting our journey with preparing data, which is our first part of the session. And I'm going to be your host for today. So next slide. Next slide, please. So, I'm going to be your host. My name is Peter Simiu. I'm a community ambassador, and I'm going to be joined by a very amazing guy. The guy I just realized a few days ago that has a very amazing voice. So maybe someday we can put him to the spot too, so that he can give us a concert in one of these sessions. And beyond that, he's an amazing person at what he does, and he's one of our technical mentors called Chukudi. But behind the tents, we call him Chooks. So that's the amazing guy that will be coming in later to take you guys through the amazing session that we have lined up today for you. But first of all, let's talk about what is in our agenda for today. So before we go further, would like to ask one simple question. What's the one small win from this week that you're proud of? There's so many things that have happened. It's been 3 weeks in the program, and I'm sure all of you have had a lot has happened within these 3 weeks. But now we're just curious to know what is the one small win that you are celebrating this week. Tell us about that in the chat section. I'm going to tell you guys, it doesn't have to be something really big. For me, one thing that I'm celebrating this week is that for the last 3 days, I have had all my meals, literally breakfast, lunch, dinner, every single day. That is a big win for me. So I'm really curious to know, what about you guys? What are the wins that you're celebrating? Someone says he completed driving school. That's amazing, Joseph. Courtney says they passed their test. Amazing news. Confidence, nothing much. Really, it's just the third week confidence. We shouldn't be pushing. We shouldn't be just pushing. We need to be thriving. And someone said they slept on Sunday. Solomon, nice to hear. Wilson says they did tasks on Excel. That is amazing. And I can see you guys have so many wins. And that's the one thing that I want you to always embrace, is that this is going to be a very long journey. And every single step of the way, take a minute to breathe and look back and say, I made it. This is the small win that I'm celebrating. And now to the agenda today. It's going to be a very interesting session, as I said. And first of all, we'll look at the rules of engagement, simple as we always do. And then we'll head into our main session, as I said, with the amazing Chooks. And then the Q&A session, we'll talk about the support channels. As I said, it's a long journey that we're in, and you need all the support that you have. And we're here. And even behind the scenes, we have an amazing team of experts who are ready to help you, hold your hand, ensure that you're having an amazing experience through this program. And lastly, we will talk about our updates and announcements. So first of all, rules of engagement. Let us keep it civil, guys. I know we are all excited. We are all happy. We want to learn. But first of all, if you have any questions, post them on Slido or in the Q&A sessions. Our team, as I said, is behind the scenes, and they're going to try to respond to all your questions that you have. And the next thing is use the chat feature liberally and respectfully. We come from diverse backgrounds. So guys, we want you to be respectful in the chat section. But the biggest of all, guys, I want you to listen, learn, engage. If you have a notebook right next to you, be ready to take some notes. If you're typing on your laptop, I really hope you're not typing, but the point is to ensure that you're learning as much as possible, you're engaging as much as possible, and at the end of this session, you're going to have learned a lot. Yes. And without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic to our main session, our main guy, Chukudi. So let's give him some fire emojis in the chat as he comes up. And before he even starts the session, Chukudi, Chuku, I want you to tell us, what's the one win that you're celebrating this week? Over to you, Chooks.
Thanks, Emilio. One thing I'm celebrating, I ate 3 square meals like you did. For the first time in a long time. So that's my win. I'm enjoying the same win as you. I hope it's not bad, Peter. All right. Thanks, guys. So I'm going to I'm going to turn off my camera because I don't want I don't want what happened last week to repeat itself this week. Like, my village people were after me last week, so the network was here and there. So let me just see if I can turn off my camera. So, but in the meantime, I'll give you guys maybe just a few seconds to look at my face before I turn it off. All right. Okay, I'm turning it off right now. All right. Okay. So, welcome to another wonderful session, guys. And it's so good to see us all strong this week. And I hope we are ready to listen and learn from today's session. As long as it's going to help us, this is going to help us understand some of this week's content and to successfully complete the project at hand. So first of all, before I start, I just want to say a huge congratulations to every one of us who have submitted the first MCQ of this course. So it wasn't easy, but we did it. Yeah, it wasn't easy. I saw some chats on eHub. So we are doing hard things. We are here to do hard things. So for those of us who could not make it to 50%, it's not a failure. I would say it's not a failure. It's just your God telling you to keep going hard, right? To me, well, what I would see as a failure is you giving up or you quitting. So there's no need to quit after all you've gone through to get here. So don't give up. So if you're clear about some certain things, just make sure to attend webinars. If you can't make it that day, just watch the recordings. As your peers, you just ask your peers, reach out on answer base, ask questions. There's no stupid question. Please don't work alone, right? Don't work alone. You have been placed in squads. You guys have been added to squads on here. So reach out to someone or people in your squad. Find a partner or find partners that are learning at the same pace as you are and learn together. So yeah, and also remember that we the tutors are here to support you and assist you in this journey. So you might as well just reach out to any of us if there are any challenges that has not been resolved after trying different means. Yeah, so don't work alone. All right, so welcome to module 2. Yeah, and throughout this module, we'll be working with Google Sheets, one of our important tools at data analytics. So in module 1, we learned how to use tools for programmatic thinking, which is flowcharts and pseudocode. So for module 2 going forward, we'll be putting our programmatic thinking ability into use. Yeah, we'll learn how to use that ability to retrieve, manipulate, analyze, and visualize data throughout this Google Sheets module. All right. So working with structured data, usually in rows and columns. Okay, some of us were expecting Excel for this. Yes, Excel has a lot of features. In fact, advanced features than Google Sheets. But rest assured, there is no formula that you would write on Excel that you wouldn't be able to write on Google Sheets. And besides, Google Sheets is free. It's free and it's perfect for collaboration. So yeah, we're working with Google Sheets throughout this module. Okay, yeah. So there's no data analysis without data, right? That's why it's called data analysis or data analytics. So before data can be analyzed, it has to be collected from sources and cleaned so that data analysis is all about getting meaningful insights. It has to be clean before you get meaningful insights. So data analysis is about getting meaningful insights and patterns from that data. And those insights and patterns will be used to make meaningful decisions. Data can come in different forms. They can come in a structured way or an unstructured way. So for this course, for this module, we'll be working with structured data, which are in rows and columns. And these data are stored in a format called CSV, meaning comma separated values, right? There's CSV, there's XLS, that's for Excel, there's TSV, that's tab separated, values, right? So the values in these files are separated by comma or maybe tab or space or semicolons and whatnot. So don't worry, I think I will show you something like that soon. All right, so types of data. Now, there are two types of data that we collect and analyze. So the first one is quantitative, quantitative data, all right? Quantitative data, quantity. This type of data, we analyze them. When we analyze them, we are able to answer questions like how much, how many. For example, a question that says, how many children are in grade 1? All right. To be able to answer this kind of question, you need to collect what? Quantitative data. How much? How many? So this type of data are still number data. They are numeric and they are measurable. So under this quantitative data, we have discrete. There are two types. We have discrete and continuous. Discrete are like countable numbers, like whole numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. They are strictly whole numbers. So for question like when you ask question like how many children are in grade 1, you should have a discrete numerical data. So you cannot say that there are 2.5 children. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Who is the half child? Yeah. So the second type of quantitative data is continuous. So these ones are measurable. Okay, these ones are the measurable values that are infinite. Let me just put it that way. That like have infinite possible values, including fractions and decimals. Okay, let me give you a good example. A good example is the measurement of your height. So somebody can be 10 centimeters tall, somebody can be 10.5 centimeters tall. I'm just giving an example. I know nobody's 10.5. So somebody can be 10.527 centimeters tall. You see that these numbers are infinite. It's continuous, right? I didn't even mention 11. We are still within 10 and 11. So these numbers are continuous, all right? They are infinite. So you see that these numbers are like measurable, even with using currency as well. You see maybe 100 point something dollars, 200 point something dollars, and just like that. So they are continuous numbers. So the next type of data we have is qualitative data, all right? Qualitative. There's quantity and there's quality, all right? So this is qualitative data, quality. So these ones are the non-numeric types of data. So they are the ones that are captured, they are the ones that capture quality, all right? They capture quality, they capture categories, all right? This type of data are the ones that we use to describe what, how, why. For example, what is your gender? Okay, what is your marital status? All right, so you don't answer in numbers, you answer in what? In letters, like in words. So these are qualitative data. So and for qualitative data, we have nominal and then we have ordinal, all right? Nominal and ordinal. So the nominal qualitative data are the ones that are not in an orderly form. So when I ask you, what is your gender, all right? Or what is your marital status? And you say single, married, divorced, it's not in an orderly form. It doesn't come in an order. You can either be single or you can either be married. It doesn't have any heights of order or something like that. So that's nominal. The next one is ordinal. Okay, ordinal is the opposite of nominal, is the opposite. For example, let me give an example. For example, okay, you guys have responded to the onboarding surveys, right? You responded to those surveys, you filled the form and you submitted. So I'm sure you saw questions like, how satisfied are you with the onboarding? Something like that. I'm sure it's something like that. So that is where your response should be is an ordinal data, right? Very satisfied, not satisfied. You see, there's a level. So from not satisfied to very satisfied, just like that. So that is the orderly form. I hope this clarifies the types of data that we have. All right, let me pause. I'm having a bit of code. Okay. Now let's do some things here. Let's see if we can remember the types of data, right? Please, Simi, please can you turn on the chat? So let's do some things together. Okay, look at this column. We have a color column, red, blue, yellow. You see that what type of data is this on the chart? Sorry, you may see a black screen. I'm trying to check the chart, right? Just in case you see any black screen. Yeah. Let's see on the chart, what type of data is this? Is it qualitative or quantitative? Qualitative or quantitative? All right, qualitative, yeah, qualitative. So it is qualitative, quality. The next one, we have rating, good, average, bad. This one should be easy. Okay, what kind of data is this? Good, average, bad. Let me check my chart again. Okay, ordinal. Yes, ordinal. You guys are more precise. You're even precise. It's an ordinal data. You have from bad to average to good. It's good to be precise. I like that. I like that. So, but yeah, very good. It's a qualitative data. We have another one, amount. We have an amount. What kind of data is this? Let's see. What kind of data is this? Yeah, quantity. Quantity. Okay, we are getting this. Okay, percentage, 30%, 100%, 70%. 30%, 100%, 70%. What kind of data is this? Let's see. Quantitative. Yeah, it's quantity. Yeah, 100%. How many percent? How much? Yeah, yeah, correct. So it's quantitative. Then find another one, second to the last. Dates. Let's see, dates. A date column. What do we have here? Let's see, dates. Oh, I know I see some funny things. Quantitative. Quantitative. Okay. All right, yeah. So it's quantitative, right? So you can use this date to measure like time, it's measurable, like how many hours did you spend, right? How many days did you spend? How many days did you do this? How many days are in this? Yeah, it's quantitative. All right, the last one finally, let's see if you can get this. Position rank, 1, 2, 3. I know why I did it this way. Position rank, 1, 2, 3. Let's see. position rank, 1, 2, 3. So people were confused, saying quantitative. I thought I saw quantitative. Yeah, it's qualitative. Yeah, it's qualitative. I know why I put this number. So, but you saw the column. It's 1, 2, 3. So rank based on level. So it's an ordinal quantitative. It's an ordinal quantitative data. Sorry. Yeah. So it's an ordinal quantitative data. Sorry. Okay, data validation. Let's go to data validation. I hope I've clarified the types of data we have. So for data validation, say we have seen we know the type of data now that we have. We have seen different types of data. We've gotten our data, we have collected our data as data analysts, right? Now, before you start your analysis, before you start doing your work, there are some things you need to check. Hold on, let me remove this. Here. Okay, there are some things you need to check on your data for accuracy and quality. You need to validate this data before you can use it, because data usually come in messy and untidy, right? With some errors here and there. So before you start your analysis, before you start getting patterns, you have to check for the accuracy of that data and if it's of good quality. Now, there are some things to look at to check if the data is valid. There are some things you need to look at. Let's look at this one, data type, right? Data type. So you need to confirm that data is either numerical or categorical, right? Either numerical or categorical. That's for data type. So for example, you cannot have maybe age, an age column, 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that under the column. Then you see something like maybe a figure red, a letter red or something. So you must make sure that if it's numerical, it has to be consistent and it has to follow. Or there are some other ways to confirm if it's a numerical data. Sometimes numbers can come in form of characters, right? So you have to check, because if the numbers are in form of characters and you want to do maybe say you want to add 2 of those numbers in Google Sheets, you get an error because Google Sheets is not seeing that data as a numerical data, it's seeing it as a categorical data. So definitely you have error. So what you do is just confirm, make sure that that type of data is either numerical or categorical, depending on what you want to do. Then another one, we have the format, example, date format. So make sure your dates are in correct format, right? Make sure they're in correct format. Say you have 1st January 2025, 2nd January 2025, right? Then still on that data, you have 2025 January 1st. It doesn't align well, right? Is either the year is coming before the day, before the month, or the month is coming before the year. Anyhow, but everything has to be consistent in that date format, and make sure that the data type is data type. All right. So the length of data, confirm the length. All these steps, these cleaning steps are very important to get correct analysis, right? So check for the length of phone number. For example, I know in Nigeria we have our phone numbers are 11, 08012345678, right? 11 digits. So say, for example, and you see a Nigerian phone number with 10 digits, so it will raise suspicion. So make sure that the phone number or of the same length. Different countries have their different length of phone numbers, right? So just try to confirm that these numbers are of the same length, okay? Yeah, but if they're not, then you find a resolution to that. Then the next one, consistent. They're in logical order. All right. Check, for example, check in and check out. Let me ask you now. Say, for example, I check in a hotel. I check into a hotel on the 1st of January 2005, right? 1st of January 2005. Then I check out of a hotel on the 25th of December 2004. You see that it doesn't make sense. You can't check in, if you can't check out before you check in. So that's something logical that you need to check if the data is logical, all right? Yeah. Another one, we have the range, specified range, right? It must fall within a specified range. Say, for example, date within a month. So you have, let's say we have month of year. We have the month of the year in numbers. No, we have 12 months, right? We have 12 months. So what if you encounter a data that says, the column header says month of year? Then you are seeing 1, you see 2 is February, right? It's correct. You see 4, you see 4 is April. So what if you see something like 13 or 14? It doesn't make sense. There's no month. There's no 13th month or 14th month. So you have to check if it falls in specified range. Then uniqueness, check for duplicates, if there are any duplicates, and where all rows, maybe they are similar. 2 rows are similar, with all the values between the rows, those rows are similar to each other. Yeah. Then check for blanks. There might be so many blanks, but make sure that there are no blanks in the most important columns, the most important fields. Then look up. Yes, okay, this one is same thing as a range. So you can look up. The data is something that you can use as a lookup and has acceptable values. For example, days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Those are the 7 days of the week. There's no other day of the week. So you can use that as a lookup. All right. Okay, this is an example of a messy data, right? This is an example of a messy data, an unclean and untidy data. You see how the errors are being spotted here, right? See how the errors are being spotted. Now, in the country, you have Ken. There's no country like Ken. So this is an error that needs to be fixed, right? Now, let's look at, this is blank, missing values, all right? This is a missing value detected. Then we have erroneous value. This is not 0.6. This is 0.6, letter 0.6. So it's an error. So I think you have to make sure that if it's numerical, it's numerical. If it's alphabetical or categorical, it is the same. Then duplicates. You see how this is recorded as a duplicate. Nigeria 2019, then this same thing. So this can be seen as a duplicate. All right. Yeah. So these are things you need to check out for in your data, then to make it clean. All right, let's have a look at this data. It was collected not a while ago. Let's look at this data here. So we have, this is a data for a hotel that shows the customer, their phone number, when they check in, when they check out, the room type, and the night they stayed. Okay. Now let's look at this data. It was given to you as a data analyst. What are the errors you can spot here? I want you to turn on the chart. Just write the errors you spot. Let's see. Please turn on the chart. Let's see the errors that our data analyst can spot out here. Blank spaces, missing values. Yeah. Okay, you can call the cells too. I will understand. Yeah. Okay. Blanks, missing values. I'm seeing mostly blanks and missing values. Are you guys seeing any other thing again? Suit error. Thank you so much. I see that. Suit error. Doesn't make any sense there. Let's see. I'm seeing both blanks and okay, duplicate. Somebody has captured duplicate there. Good. Okay. Phone number. Yeah, phone number. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. So you can skip my screen. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. So let's see. Let's see. This is one error spotted. Yeah, somebody spotted this error. Yeah. Now room type. You see it. Bungalows. There's no room type like a hotel cannot just have rooms and call one of them bungalow. So yeah, so these are the blanks. You see the blanks here. They are blanks spotted. Very good. Then the dates. Yeah, someone spotted the date here. If you notice this date, started with the year. Then, but this one started with the day, then the month, then the year. So this has to be clean too. All right. Then the phone number. One is short and one is long. I think this is a Moroccan phone number. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, this is a Moroccan phone number. So it's usually how many digits, but I know this is not complete, and this is more than complete. All right, so this is spotted. Now, if someone spotted that duplicate, yeah, you have a keen eye. So there's a duplicate here, 1002 Leti Kumalo and 1002 Leti, same number, sorry, same number, same name, same check-in date, check-out date, same room type, same night stay, so it is suspicious. Okay, I want to ask, let me just ask one question. Let me see if you can just help me with this. Let's see, you as a data analyst now, you have seen that, I'm looking at, okay, let me turn on my laser so that you will see what I'm talking about. Now, you as a data analyst now, you have seen that this is blank, right? This column is blank. How do you think you can fix it? Let's see if you can think logically. How do you think you can fix the correct value to this date here? What do you do? Look at the columns. If there's any formula I need to do, just look at the columns. How can you fix this blank here? Or if possible, this blank here? Yeah, let me see the chart. If anybody will logically get that part. Sorry if my screen is turned off. I want to see the charts. Exactly, check-in +2, because you saw that the check-in number of days, the person checked in there stayed 2 days, but the checkout date is missing. So check-in +2, just add 2 days to it, right? Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yes. You guys are data analysts already. Nice. You guys are data analysts already. Okay, let's move on. Please, I don't know if there's a time. Okay, let's go to functions and aggregate. These ones are simple basic functions and aggregates. I'm sure you must have come across them on your LMS, on Athena. So let's look at this. The first one is average. I'll try to be fast. The first one is average. So average calculates the mean, right? You know what average, you know what I mean when you say by average. So you can either select the cells. Here, you can either select the cells one by one, or you can just select a range of values to calculate your average. Now, there's another one called average A. Average A, for average, let me tell you the difference. For average calculates the mean of all the values. So if you have a column that has numbers and letters, numbers and letters inside that column in your sheet, average, we calculate only the numbers. You select only the numbers and calculate them. Do the average, all over, yeah, the number of. But average A is going to collect those letters too, everything. So what it does is when it collects those letters, adds all of them, it takes those letters, converts them to 0, right? Before calculating the average. So the next one is ceiling. I know this one may be confusing to some persons. Ceiling, round up, round. So ceiling rounds a number to the nearest multiple. We'll run some examples, don't worry. Ceiling rounds up a number to the nearest multiple. Round up rounds up a number away from 0 to a specified number of decimal. I'm sure round up, what round up does is quite different from round. round up, whether the number before it, whether the number that you want to round is greater than 5 or not, is equal to 5 or above. It will round it up to add 1 to the number behind. I'll show you some examples. Round, sorry, this is supposed to be round. Round the number only, it adds another number to the previous number only when the current number is 5 and above. Okay, I will do some examples, don't worry. So floor rounds the number down to the nearest multiple of the factor. So the difference between floor and ceiling is trying to go up to the next number, to the next multiple, quick. But floor is trying to go down to the close to 0, to the lowest multiple, right? Then round down the same thing, round the number, even if it's greater than 5 or not, or equal to 5, it will round it down -1. Like it will not add, it's not going to add 1 to it. Yeah. So mode, we did this one last week. Mode, like to get the remainder after dividing one number by another. Okay, so let's look at another one. Sum. This is simple. I think everybody knows sum. So just add the number. There's no need to talk too much about this one. Count. Now count. There are 2 types of count. There are more than 2, but let's look at this first so that we will not overload our brain. So there's count. Count how many numeric values are in that range. All right. Count only the numeric value. But when you use counter counts all of them. So even if you have 1, 2, 3 on your column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you have A, B, C, D, E. It's going to count everything on that column. Then minimum, this one is simple, minimum and maximum, just to get the highest within that range, right? For maximum. Then for minimum, to get the lowest within that range. Yeah, so that's pretty much simple. Then we know this one when in doing our primary and secondary school, this square roots, this power, what do they call power? They call it raised to power, right? Okay. Return the square root of a number. For square root, return the square root. For power, these are both the same. So power raises raising a base number to a given exponent. Yeah. So raised to power, when you say 2 raised to power 3, that's 2 times 2 times 2. Yeah, okay. Now let's look at some example of round. See how round does. Let's start with this one. So we have round 3.141 to 2 decimal place. So this is the decimal place 2. So round. Now looking at this now, this 4 here, we want it to have 2 decimal place, 1, 2, right? But this 4 here now is not up to 5. It's not 5 and above. So it's not going to add 1 to it. And even this one here is not up to 5. This is 1, it's lower than 5. So it's not going to add another, it's not going to add 1 to this, right? What you have is 3.14 because that's for round. It's going to check if the number before is, the correct number is 5 and above, okay? Then for round, for this one, this is another example. You have 25.761 to one decimal place. You see that this succeeding number is greater than 5, so it adds 1 to here, which makes it 8. So you have to 25.8. Round this, okay, there's no decimal point, so this one means to round up to a whole number. So you have returns 86. Why? Because this one is above 5, but when it adds 1 to here, this one is still not above 5, it's not equal to 5, so you just drop them, then you have 86. Then round this, so this is the same thing with this. This one is above, for the whole number, this one is above 5, then it adds 1 to this one. Yeah, so let's look at ceiling. Quickly, let's look at ceiling. Okay, ceiling returns a multiple, right, of that number. So when you say 7.3, now listen carefully for ceiling. When you say 7.3 by multiple of 2, right, the nearest multiple of 2 counting up is 8 because 2 times 4 is what? 8. So the nearest multiple of 2 is 8. So it runs this up to 8, all right, as a whole number. Okay, now look at this one, 13.8, round it up to a multiple of 4. Now, 4, 8, 12, 16, 18, right? So it's going up. That is 13.8. So the nearest multiple of 4 is 16. So you have a round of 16. The same thing with this, the nearest multiple of 1, the nearest is 1. Yeah, so you have 87. Same thing with the 0.5, the nearest is 14.5 because when you have, I think 0.5 times 19 or so, 22, you have 14.5. Okay, round up. Now, this one adds 1, whether or not it is equal to or above 5. This one will add 1. It doesn't care if it's above or equal to 5. So you see here is 4, but it still added 1 to 2 decimal places to make it 3.15. Here is 25.76. So here is 8. So it's still above, but the same, still work. Here is 86. So it turns it to 87. Adds 1, whether or not it's above 5. Here is 94. Here is 93. So it adds 1. Okay, let's see if you can round this one up. Can you please turn the chat? Let's see if you can quickly round this one up. Yeah, let me see my chat. Sorry, my screen has gone. Oh, let me go back there. Yeah, round up 6.123. Yeah, look at the numbers again. Let's see what's your answer to this. Round up to 4 decimal places. To 4 decimal places. Let me see my chat. Okay. No, 4 decimal places, not whole numbers. 4 decimal place. 4 decimal. There has to be 4 decimals here. 4 decimal places. So this one means to what decimal places? Yeah, so we are going to have 6213.2318. 2318. Why? Because round up, we add 1, whether or not the current number is above 5 or 5. Yeah, so you have 612318. Still on the chart. Let's look at this one quickly. Let's see if you can get this one without me saying anything. Still on the chart. Let's see if you can get this one without saying anything. To 1 decimal place, round, not round up, round. Somebody say 55. Jesus, where? Okay, yeah. So that is it, 5.4. 5.4, okay. Yeah, so it's correct, 1 decimal place. So this one is not up to 5, so it just drops it. Let's see the next one, still on the chart. The next one, 99.5, no decimal. 99.5, no decimal place. What does it give you? Exactly. So no need for me to explain too much on that. Yes, 100. Yeah. So the last one, ceiling, 10.6 to multiple of 5. Let's see on the chart. 10.6 to multiple of 5. 10.6 to multiple of 5. Okay, let me look at the chart. I think I'm not seeing it very clearly. Okay, I see it now. Well done. Thank you. Okay, so quickly, let's move on to the next. So we have 15, correct? So the next multiple is 15. So I'll quickly take this one because of time. Round down takes, let me see how much time we have here. 12, 11, wow. Okay, 30 minutes plus. Okay, so round down takes, it rounds that number. It takes the number, it tries to take the number close to 0. Okay, tries to take the number close to 0. So whether or not it's equal to 5 or above, it doesn't care. All right, it doesn't care. What it does is it's just going to give you the actual decimal place. Let's look at this. 3.141 to 2. You see it here. It gives you 3.14. It's rounding down. So even if it's 5 or above, it doesn't care. It gives you that actual decimal place. Okay, now this one, 25.761 to 1 decimal place. You see it. When it comes to round, if you use round here, it's going to give you 25.8. But round down does not care if it's above or below, or above or below 5. Round down this to 0, to no decimal place, you have 86. It does not check. Minus 5.89 to 1 decimal place, it does not check. You have what? 5.8. Okay. Now for floor is the opposite of ceiling in a way. So the multiple does not try to go up. The multiple is trying to get the lowest multiple. All right. Floor 7.8 to a multiple of 1. Sorry, this should be 7. Return 7. There's an error here. So floor 7.8 to a multiple of 1 returns 7, because it's not trying to go up, trying to come down. All right. So let's look at this one. Floor 13.8 to a multiple of 4. Unlike the first one, unlike ceiling is taking it up. So If it was ceiling will give you 16 here because it's trying to go up 4, 3, 8, 4, 8, 12, 16. So it's trying to go up, but floor is trying to go down. All right. So instead of it giving you 16, it's trying to go down, look for the nearest multiple of 12 that is lower. So you get 12 here. Floor 40.5, 6. You get 36 here. 6 times 6 is what, 36. So it's trying to go down. If it's ceiling will give you, I think, 42 or so. Yeah, so this one, the same thing. This will give you 22.5. It's not going up, it's going down. All right, let's try this one. Turn on the chart again, please. Sorry, let's try this one. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I've got the answer. All right, I've got the answer. Okay, let's see. Floor 17 to multiple of 5. Floor 17 to multiple of 5. So to go down, 5, 10, 15. So the lowest is 15. All right, so you have 15. Okay, turn on the chart. Let's see. Floor 5.44 to a multiple of 5. Floor 5.44 to a multiple of 5. Let's see on the chart. Floor 5.44 to a multiple of 5. What does it give you? Let's see. Okay. Exactly. It gives you what? 5. Round down 99.5 to no decimal place. Continue on the chart. Round down 99.5 to no decimal place. Let's see. Okay. All right. Yeah, 99. So that's great. Thanks. Correct. So you have 99. Okay. Let me just give you, let's just take 10 seconds for this to go in, right? This is a different stage entirely. So let's just take 10 seconds or 5 seconds to catch our breath. What's the time? Let me see the time. Okay, 12:15. Okay, so let's continue now. Now, so we know that formulas, formulas can actually help you. Let me remove this. We know that formulas can actually help you. They serve as a tool for your analysis, right? They serve as a tool for your analysis. But what about pivot table? Pivot table is also a tool that can help you quickly. When I say quickly, I mean quickly. It will help you. It will help you get the summary of your data, to quickly summarize, analyze, and explore your data. So when you have a large data set and you do a pivot table to get the statistics like average, sum of a particular category, pivot table is the best to use to quickly get those statistics. All right, instead of writing the formulas one after the other. Okay, pivot table is a powerful tool that can actually help you group and get quick summary or quick statistics of your data. Now let's take this quickly. Look at this data set. It's a data set for COVID-19 supply, right? COVID-19 supply. So look at this data here now. It's saying date, month, supplementary oxygen, ventilator support. These are supplies for COVID-19, right? Now you see from here to here is October. So this day here, oxygen, supplementary oxygen was given, 39 of it was given. On the 20th, 41 was given. On the 21st, 41 too was given, just like that. Then for November, here, the same thing. 68 was given, 83 was given this same November, but different days, right? Now you want to quickly get a summary of that data, like what is the total supplementary of oxygen that was given in October? Just a quick question. So instead of writing your formula, average, where month is October, where date is this, where this is that, you just do a pivot table to quickly get that summary. So there's no need for formula. So if you look at the pivot table here now, what you see is, you see October 439. And it's true because if you add all this together here, it's a quick sum of everything that happened, that was quick sum of the oxygen, the supplementary oxygen that was given in October. Right? The data set is not complete, but this is just an example. All right. Say you want to do a count. Okay, how many days? Let's look at this question now. How many days did they supply oxygen, supplementary oxygen in October? How many days? The count of days, right? So what you do here now, what will be here now, instead of sum, it's going to be count, right? It's going to count now. It's not going to add the values. So you just say, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 in total, count of 10 days that was supplementary oxygen was supplied in October. So this will give you, if you want to check the average, it's going to group by average. It's going to group by the month, give you the average, some counts, and what have you. So it's going to give you a quick statistics grouped by a particular category. All right, let's look at this again. Okay, this is still an explanation. I think I've said what I want to say in the previous slide. So this is just an example here of how it works. So it's going to count everything here and give you the figure. So for November, it will count for November. It's going to group by the months, count for each month, or add for each month and give you the result. Yeah, so these are the three things to look out when you're about to create your pivot table. We'll run a demo for all these things, and you will see what I'm actually talking about. Okay, so this is it. For the first row, for the first thing you do is to check the rows. So these are the rows here, right? What are you grouping by? The first thing is the rows. What are you grouping by? What category are you grouping? Okay, so they are grouping by the months, November, December, just like that. So the second one is the values. So what are the values? The values are going to be aggregates inside the cells, right? The values are going to be aggregates. So these are the values. That's number 2. So whatever is going to be inside here after the first the group is going to be the values. Then number 3, by columns. So you can have different columns, different names, different kinds of aggregations. Yeah. So they're going to be separated by the columns. So this is how you can actually quickly get summary or statistics from your pivot table. Okay, I hope that has cleared some things, but if I'm too fast or if I've missed something, please just ask questions on the chat. I'm trying to be very, very fast because there's still something to do here. And let me see the time, 12:20, so I still have 40 minutes. Okay, let's quickly do this. Let's practice something. So let me quickly take this. Now, I'm giving an example. What you are going to do now is related to your integrated project. You are going to do something that are related to your integrated project. So, like your project is all about water, right? Access to water, basic level, that's the clean one, just like that, different access. But now we are giving an example. I'm using a different scenario entirely. Access to internet network service, right? 5G, 4G, 3G, and 2G. Let's say that these are the 5 level of access to network. All right. So access to 5G. So this is I'm going to share a data that talks about the access to network services in Ghana. All right. Let's look at this. So let's look at what we have on the data. It's pretty much the same thing. Just a different scenario. So we have POP-N, so that's the regional population size. We'll see the data set. We have POP-U. Now we have 5GN, that's 5GN for that region, for the whole region. Now we're not talking about urban and rural now, the whole region, because a region can be categorized by urban and rural, right? But now this is for the whole region. 5G for the whole region, 4G for the whole region, 3G and 2G. So this one is saying the percentage of people that have access to 5G in the whole region, percentage of people that have access to 4G in the whole region, 3G in the whole region, 2G in the whole region, okay? And these are the other data. So this 5G for rural, 4G for rural, 3G for rural, 2G just like that. Then this 5G for urban, 4G for urban, 3G for urban, 2G for urban, just like that. So all these figures, let me go back to this one. All these figures are in percentage, right? You see it's written there, percentage, except for the other calculations, the other numbers. So these are in percentage, all these ones here. Okay, now so we are going to use to answer these 6 or 5 questions here. All right, so let's start. Let me quickly start. So can you guys still see my screen? Please thumbs up if you can still see my screen. I want to switch to something else. Okay, thank you. Let me switch now. Hold on. Sorry, for the blank screen, sorry. Okay, I want to switch. 17, 23. Okay. All right, how about now? Okay, I hope you guys can see the questions here. All right. Okay, let's start quickly because of time. So in a new sheet called report, this is the first one. Calculate the total population. Okay, let's get the data first. Let's get the data. I'm going to let me create a new sheet, sheet 2. Let's just import the data here. So for those of you that are having issues importing the data, let me zoom in. I'm going to zoom in a little so that you can see very well. Okay, let me hide this one up. All right. So for those of you that are having issues importing the data, what you do is just follow up. Let's see. So we click on File, click on Import, right? Then we click on Upload. Then click on Browse. Then you select the data set, all right? The CSV file. Maybe you might not be able to see this because of the black screen, but let me just continue. Yeah. Okay, so let me see if you can see what is displaying here. Okay, you can see this, right? Okay, now look at this. After importing the data, you have some options here. Insert new sheet. That's if you want to add a new sheet entirely. You don't want to use this one where you imported it from. Replace spreadsheet, the whole spreadsheet, all the sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Replace current sheet. That's this current sheet I'm on now, right? Sheet 2. Append to current sheet. That's to add the data under the current sheet. So for example, if there is a value in A1 and you click on append to current sheet, it's going to start from A2. It's going to just import the data and add it from A2. So it's not going to clean whatever is on the sheet before you import that data. So I'm going to select replace current sheet. All right, then detect automatically. So I'll import the data. Let me go back. Let me zoom out a little. So I hope you can still see the data like this. Okay, okay, we've imported our data and it's looking messy, right? These are the columns. It's looking kind of messy. This data set was separated by columns. It was separated by commas, sorry, not columns, by commas and semicolons. All right. This is a CSV file, which means comma separated value. Okay. This is a CSV file, which means comma separated value. So when we imported the data, Excel, Google Sheets quickly captured the commas and separated them into columns. But some of them are in semicolon. If you can see this one, it's in semicolon. So this was not separated because it was already separated by commas. All right. Let's go. So how do we fix this? So the first thing you do, let's try to clean up these column headers that was separated with semicolon. Let's try. So you click on this, click on A1, click on data, right? Then click on split text to columns, all right? So I want to separate, they're separated by semicolon. So I'm going to select semicolon. All right, so now you see that it has been separated, right? So Google Sheets has detected those semicolons and separated them one after the other based on that character. Let me make this bold. All right, so we've cleared that one now. Then there's another thing. Let me zoom out a little. There's another thing here. Some of them here are still separated by columns, semicolons, sorry, still separated by semicolons, thereby making the data incomplete. Now look at this data here. I want to do a count here. Let's do a count here. Equal to counter to count all the rows. Counter from here to here. From here to here. Yeah. You see that it gives us 15, right? But from A to P, it's supposed to be 16. Why is it giving us 15? Because this side is blank. There's no data here. That's why it's giving us 15. So that's what counter does, to count everything and leave blanks. So let's see. So, but this one is 15. But what about this one? Counter. Let's see. Let's see this. See that this one gives you 16. So some of the data here are up to 16. Why some are 15? This one is 15. This one is 15, just like that. So now let's look for where those semicolons are, right? And clear them out. So just watch. This is part of what happens when in your integrated project, how to go about that situation. So let's try Control F. So use Control F to find those semicolons. So I'm going to search for those semicolons. So here they are. Here they are. So now, how do we do it? So we are going to do it manually. We're going to do it manually. Yeah, so what we do here now is, what you do, listen carefully, what you do now is, if you just go straight, if you click on this column, this cell, and go straight to data, and click on split text to column, what will happen here is that it's going to clean up this one, and you don't want it. It's going to clean up this one and overwrite it with that value, right? That's supposed to be here. Now this one will go, but we don't want that. We don't want to have incomplete data. So what do you do? Now look at how you can resolve this. Just highlight this from here to here and move them one step forward. All right, move them one step forward. So I want to move it one step. I want to remove the data here so it can shift here. This one will shift here. This one will shift here, just like that. So I'm going to cut this, then paste it here. All right, so when I paste it here, it's going to go out from here and come to this place. Then every other thing will shift and get to the other part. So you just right click, then paste. All right, you see that now? So this one has moved here now. So now this place is blank, right? It's blank. So let's fix that part. So data, split text to columns, then comma. Sorry, not comma, semicolon. Yeah, there we have it. So it's going to stay here. All right. So you have to move for there to be space there. Do not create a new column. If not, you're still going to have more blanks. So don't create a new column, just shift manually, then cut and paste before you split. So let's do for this one quickly. I want to be fast, so just watch what I'm about to do. Control X, Control V. Okay, I'm quickly doing a cut and paste. Then I think it's a lot here. So let me just quickly do that. So if you don't understand, just keep watching me. I will still do it again here. Let me do for this one. I will highlight this, Control X, then paste here, Control V. So there's a space here. I'm going to do for this, click on that cell, then split text to columns, then semicolon. Okay, then there's another one here. So I'm going to start from here, cut, then paste. Okay, then there's a blank cell here now. So I'm going to do this data, split text to columns. Oh, sorry. Let me go back again. Data, time, split text to column, semicolon. Okay, so we have this one. Let me quickly do this one. Control X, one step forward, and move. So yeah, this is blank, so I'll paste it here. Data, split text to column. It's a good thing that this thing is merged, so that those who cannot see will see. Okay, semicolon. Yeah. Let me do this again. Split text to columns. What is happening? Okay, split text to columns, semicolon. Okay, yeah, I've done it. Then well, last, okay, this one. Let me do this one quickly. Yeah, data, split text to column. Then yeah, so I fix this one. Then finally, this one is already blank. So I'll just quickly do that. This one's already blank. There's no need for 15 anything. So I'll just quickly do split text to columns. Semicolon. Yeah. Okay, so we've gotten that behind us, 12:30. Okay, let's see if we can quickly do this. Okay, now see this our data. Let's see, we have cleaned this data. Why is this one missing? Okay, I think I skipped this one, but not to worry, it's fine. It's fine, we still have our data complete. Let me close this one. Close this one. Okay, so this our data is clean now, right? Let's do something. So let's look at this. Let's understand the data. So these are the regions in Ghana. We have Great Accra, we have Ashanti, we have Eastern, Central. These are all the regions in Ghana. So I think Ghana is separated by regions, but in somewhere like Nigeria, it's separated by states. Okay, so these are regions in Accra. So these are the income group of each region. Okay, then the total population, this Pop N. Now note, Pop N is in thousands here. Pop N is in thousands. This is not the actual value. This is not the actual number. It's in thousands. So you cannot say you have 5455.69 people in Ghana, right? These in thousands. So we need to convert it to actual figures. This is PopU. Now, all these ones here, wait, let me highlight this. All these ones here are in percentages. All right, they're all in, the values are percentage. Okay, so this is the percentage of people living in urban area in Great Accra. All right, there's no percentage of people living in rural yet. So this is the percentage of people living in urban in Great Accra. Then this is the percentage of people that have 5G network in Great Accra, right? 5G in the whole of Great Accra, right? Then 4G, the percentage, 3G and 2G. Now, this one is the percentage of people in rural areas in Greater Accra that have access to 5G network. This is the percentage for 5G in the rural areas. 4G, this is the percentage, 3G, 2G, just like that. Now for urban, this is the percentage of people in the urban area in Greater Accra that have access to 5G network. I know in Ghana, I know the world is developed now. Everybody has 5G, 4G, but let's just work with this, okay? So this is 4G, this is 3G, this is 2G for Great Accra. Let me delete this one. I've gotten what I wanted. Okay, so let's see, before we start, I would like us to create the actual pop-n here. So let's see if we can create an actual pop-n. Let's just call it actual pop-n. Pop-n. Let's just call it actual pop-n. All right. Then, so what we're going to do is it's in thousands, so we have to multiply by 1,000. So we have equal to this pop-n times 1,000. Okay, times 1,000. Yeah, times 1,000. So these are the actual values now. So now it makes sense. We have 5,455,6,392 people in Ghana, in Greater Accra, in Ghana, right? These are now, we've gotten the actual pop-n. So we are good here. Let's look at another question. Let's look at the questions now. So we are fine for that. So in a new sheet called reports, calculate total population, and total urban population in the data set. Okay, we are going to create a new sheet now. It says create a new sheet. Let me create a new sheet. I'm going to call it reports. Let me call it reports. So you rename to reports. Yeah. So what do we want to get now? Total population of each, total population and total urban population in the data set. Total urban population. So let's look at this now. So we want to get total population. We can use this one. We just do a sum here, right? Just do equal to sum, blah, blah, blah. Then you add everything up here. Then you get your value. But now we want to do it in the report sheet, right? It's good for your data to be on a separate sheet. Then your report and your calculations will be on a separate sheet. Yeah, for tidiness and for people to understand your work. So let me just create a name here that says total pop-n, right? Total pop-n. So this is going to calculate my total population here, total pop-n. So I'm going to do it here. Now, what is the total pop-n here? I will say sum Q2 to Q, or just to Q, okay? Q2 to Q, let's just do it that way. Now, if you do sum, then you just do Q2 to Q, right? What you get is, a Google Sheet will be looking at this Q here, right? Let's do it that way. Let's see, Q2 to Q. Yeah, you get 0 because Google Sheet is looking at this Q here, not the Q on sheet 2. So we have to call that sheet, all right? You need to call that sheet to come forward. You say, let's say the name of the sheet is still sheet 2. So let's just call it sheet 2. Then, yeah, then you press your enter, right? You have your total pop-n, okay? So you call the sheet, sum sheet 2, Q2 to Q, then get a total pop-n. Now let's see the next one, total urban population. Okay, total urban population. Now, we don't have total urban population. We have only PopU percentage, right? PopU percentage. So let's see how we can extract that percent in the population. Now, this is percentage. Let's get the actual value of PopU, the actual value. So this is the percentage of people living in Greater Accra in urban area. So what's the actual number, not percentage now, what's the actual number? So let's say PopU val, all right? PopU val. Let's do this. So you're going to get, how do we get percentage here? So you say equal to, now PopU, the percentage, right? Divided by the pop-n. Let's use this one. Let's use the actual number divided by this one, right? Let me close the bracket here. Times 100. So No, not this year. Okay, I think it's this divided by 100. Yeah, I think I'm correct here. Divided by 100, sorry. Times, yeah, this is the formula, times this actual population here. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so we have our actual population here. So these are in, yeah, let me move this. Let me move this so you can see. Yeah, so these are the actual popular. So these are the actual numbers. You can actually read. Let me just remove this decimal. So because we don't want, let me remove this decimal. So people are not, human beings cannot be point something. So let's remove this one here. Okay, let me clean this up. Let me freeze these two columns. Sorry, I want to freeze these two columns so that freeze. Yeah, let's freeze these two columns so that we can see what is happening here. Yeah, popular. So let's get the total urban population now, right? Let's get the total urban population. So we go to next sheet. You can just call this one. Let's just put something here. Total pop you. All right. So let's call this. It's in arrow. So arrow to arrow 2 to arrow. Let's look at this. So we say equal to sum sheet 2 arrow 2 to arrow. All right. So these are total urban population. So first of all, extracted the actual value from the percentage. Then we got total urban population. Okay. So let's look at the next. Please, if I'm rushing, I'm too fast because of time. So if you are trying to understand, just ask your questions. I might come back, or I know we still have an office hour, so we can answer some of those questions there. Okay. So let's continue. Okay, now, yeah, okay, it says population was given in 1,000. This is correct. So let's see, create a new column to calculate the rural share, right? Rural share and the population in millions. Let's see, create a new column to calculate the rural share and the population in millions. Well, let's go there. So it says you should create a new column, rural share. So that rural share means rural percentage, the percentage of rural population. So since we have percentage of urban, we have percentage of urban, we don't have rural. And we know that percentage is up to 100. So if 87% is urban, then definitely 100 minus 87 is rural. So we are going to do pop, let's just call it pop arrow, in percentage now, pop arrow. All right, so we just do quickly, let's say pop u, 100 minus pop u. That's how you get a pop arrow because it cannot exceed 100%. So you say 100 minus pop u. Let's call the cell of that pop u. Where's pop u? Okay, yeah, here we have it. Then close brackets. Oh, I opened the bracket and I didn't close it. Okay, let's leave it like this. Okay, so we have, yeah, I think we are correct. Yeah, so if 87.9% of people are living in urban area, then that means 12% or 12.0% of people are living in the rural area. So it cannot exceed 100. All right, it cannot exceed 100. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so let's see. We've gotten this pop arrow. Then what's the next one? Population in millions. Let's see the population in millions. So if you're trying to get population in millions, that means it's not in thousands now. So it's a million. So that means we are going to divide by million, by 1 million. So let's say pop n in millions. Okay, pop n in millions. All right. So let's do this. So we're going to say the actual population, this actual population divided by 1 million. So it's going to be equal to, sorry for being too fast, equal to Q2 minus 1 million. So we want to get it in millions. Is this correct? Okay, we have 1 million. Oh, not minus, sorry. Divided by 1 million. Don't mind me. Divided by 1 million. So this is 1 million. Okay, it's correct. All right, so we have this here. So let's do this together. Let's do this. All right, so let's round it up. If you want to round it up to whole number, you just change this to round. Let me delete this part. Let me delete this part. Change to, let me round it up. So I'll say round Q2 to 1000. Yeah. So we have 5. So I'm going to add this one. All right. So these are in nearest million, right? 5 million, 5 million, 3 million in there. So the third one is calculate the minimum and maximum percentage of 4G access on regional level. Minimum and maximum percentage of 4G access, right? 4G access in the regional level. So this is the regional level. The regional level is pop N, right? Regional level is the N. So 4G in the regional level, this is it. So let's get the minimum from here, from this range. So what you do is you can just put something here, say minimum, min pop, min 4G, min 4G N. Okay, let's just call it that way, min 4G N. So you use what formula? Minimum. Yeah. Minimum. So from sheet 2, oh, what's that range? Sorry, let me go back to that range. What's that range again? Okay, F. Okay, so let's put that F2 to F, right? So that's our minimum. Our minimum is 0. So let's see quickly maximum 4G. So let's do the maximum 4G for national level. So I just copy this. Instead of minimum, it's going to be max. Okay, let me copy the formula. Copy. Let me paste it here. So instead of minimum, now it's going to be max. So I've gotten the maximum from F to F. So the minimum is 0 and the maximum percentage is 23.490. Yeah, so I think we have that. All right, so the next one. Now listen to this part here. It's a bit confusing to some of us. So it says, given that the estimated population is 35.06 million, and the estimated urban percentage is 58%, right? Calculate the percentage difference between the estimated population and total population in the data set. Now let's look at how this works. If you look at this is the population on my data set, right? This is the total population on my data set, which is this. Now, but this is the total population on the data set, but now they're telling you that the estimated, it's world, according to record, is the estimated percentage of population in Ghana is 35.06, right? So that means it's different from mine here. So it's different from mine here. So I'm going to call this one estimated pop N, estimated pop N. Let's just call it that, estimated pop N, all right? So what do we do here? We just fix that value. So let's so that we won't forget. Is 35.06 million, not billions, millions. So let's place that in here. 35 million 0.600000. So this is the estimated population, right? Yeah. So it says calculate, let's see, calculate the percentage difference, all right, between this and this. So this is the formula for percentage difference here. Let me copy it so I'll be able to see it here. Okay. So I'll be able to see it here. Let me just put it somewhere here. Okay, so to calculate percentage difference, let's just put it here. Say percentage diff of population. Let's do it here. So V1, let's look at it. It says V2 and V1 are the actual cells, are the actual total population. So let's take this one as V1 or V2. Let's say this one is V1 and this one is V2. All right, we want to calculate the percentage difference between these two. So our V2 is going to be, let's see the formula, equal to, this is the formula right here, bracket V2. What's our V2? Our V2 is this, let's pick this, minus our V1 is this, Yeah, then divided by, let me zoom in a little. Let me zoom in so I can see you. Divided by V2 plus V1. Let's see, V2 plus V1. Yeah, so I'm closing this divided by 2. That's the formula they gave us. Yeah, so I'm closing this. Then times 100 times 100. All right. Well, where did I go wrong? Let's see again. Okay, I didn't close the second bracket, so I'm closing the second bracket now. Right. No. Okay, let's see. V2 times 100. I hope I'm correct here. B2. Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, B2 minus A2 divided by V. Oh, sorry. I put V there instead of B. That's my cell. B. Sorry. Let's put that. What's happening? B2 plus B1 divided by 2. Divided by 2. Let's see what is happening. Okay, or time minus V1. Let's take this again. It's supposed to work. Maybe I'm missing something. Let me take this again. BA bracket B2 divided by B2 B1 divided by 2 times 100. This. Oh, sorry. I see the error. B2. Bit A2. See the error. Sorry about that. I've wasted your time. Sorry. So the percentage difference is 12, right? Sorry, I wasted your time. Percentage difference there is 12. Thanks, guys. Thanks. I know some of you are commenting that, are trying to comment that I'm trying to show me my errors there. Thank you so much. Okay, so percentage difference is this. Okay, so what if we want to get the percentage of the urban? If you want to get the percentage difference between the two urban percent, say for example, you have your urban percentage is, let's just give an example. The urban percentage is 55%. And they say here that the estimated work percentage is 58%, right? So we just do this estimated world is 58. Urban is 50, so, and your data is urban 50. So what you do, just follow the same formula and get your urban percentage difference. Let me copy this. So I'll just do it here. Let me do it again. So instead of B2 now, I'm going to say this minus this. So G5 minus F5, yeah, G5, copy, paste. Okay, this is going to be plus. Yeah, what again? G5, F5, G5 plus. I'm missing something again. What's happening to my Excel? This 5 minus 5. Oh, sorry. This is 4. What's happening to my eyes? G4. 4. Yeah. So it's supposed to be 4. 4. We all make mistakes, don't we? 4. Yeah. So this is a percentage difference. Okay. Quickly, the next one. All right. So calculate the mean median mode for 4G, 5G, 4G, and 3G. Let's see. Calculate the mean median mode. So this one, you can actually try to arrange your work. Just say, let's see, what's the time? 5:12. So let's say here can be just, can just put mean, median, mode. Yeah, then here can be 5G, 4G, 3G, right? 3G. Let's put, is it for all of them? Or I just want to create a table quickly that shows that 3G. So we are going to get the 5G, the mean for 5G, the median for 5G, and the mode for 5G. Just like that, and do for 4G and we do for 3G. So I'm going to just quickly do only one. So mean is average. So we just say average, then we'll call that sheet 2. Sheet 2. What's it? Okay, sheet 2, then what's the next one? Okay, 5G, this 5G. So E2 to E17, or just say E2 to E. So let's put the E2 to E here, E2 to E. All right, so our average is 85. I'm not going to fill this up. So the median, I'm going to just say, let me just copy this one, copy, paste. So I'm going to just put median here instead of average, median here instead of average. So that's the median. Then the mode for 5G, I'm just going to paste this. So I'll put mode instead of, yeah, I'll put mode here. Yeah, then we have this mode, E2 to E, no values occur more than once. Okay. Okay, it says no values occurred more than once. So this one is not available. No values occurred more than once. So it's there. So we do the same thing for 4G, do the same thing for 3G. Let's look for the last one quick. I'm running out of time. Okay, the last one says create a pivot table to summarize the total population by income group. All right. Well, we're supposed to do interquartile range, but don't worry, I'm just hold on. I think I can go back there just in case. Create a pivot table to summarize total population by income group, average urban population, and the average regional share of 5G, 4G. So we are going to categorize by income group now, right? We're going to categorize by income group. Then we get the average urban population. Let's see how we can create a pivot table with this. All right. So I'm going to highlight everything here. Everything is going to be highlighted here. This is the whole data set here, from here to here. Okay, so I'm going to click on insert, then click on pivot, then click on, click on new sheet, then click on create. Okay, so we have this here. Now the rows, like I said before, which values are you categorizing, right? So that's where the rows will be. You click on add, then we are categorizing by, we are grouping by income group. So you select income group here. Then we need the values. So what are we calculating? It says we should calculate total population by income group, right? Total population by income group. So where's the pivot table? So the value here will be total population by income group. So pop n, total population. So it's the sum here. Sum is here. So this is correct. So we have total population of some n. Then the next one says total population, then average urban population, right? Of 5G, 4G, and 3G. Average urban population. Average urban population. Let's look at, you add another value. Add another value. Not here. Average. No, not pop n. Sorry, not pop n. Oh, I missed this. Let me add it again. Pop n. This is sum. This is correct. Now another value. 5 urban population. Urban population. Average urban population. So pop u. So it's going to be average here, right? Then for 5G, 4G, and 3G, let's still add those values. 5G. So 5G average. 4G average. Where's 4G? Okay, average. This average, 5G average, national percentage. Then the last one, 3G average for national percentage. Right, so I've gotten that. Let me close this. So here you have it. You have a pivot table now that quickly shows your what's it called? The average by income group. Average total population. Okay, I think I made a mistake on this one. Sum pop n. Okay, this should be sum. All right. Sum of pop n by income group, average of pop 5G, 4G, and 3G by income group. All right. So if you look at pivot table now, you see that you're able to summarize the data quickly, right? You can quickly get insights based on the income group of this population. So if I want to ask a question here, please turn the chat quickly. If I want to ask a question to see if you guys know what you see in this chat, let me zoom in a little. So if I want to ask you now, what is the average percentage of people that have access to 4G for low income? Look at the data well here. Let's see. Let me stretch this so you can see. What is the average percentage of people that have access to 4G for low income? Percentage of people that have access to 4G for low income. Can you turn the chart? Let's see if they spot that number out there. All right, I'm seeing the chart. Okay, let me go back to the screen. Sorry, let me go back to that screen. Yeah, sorry, this is it. Yeah, so can you spot it out here? Average percentage of people that have access to 4G for low income. Yeah, I see some of you are correct. Yeah, most of you are correct. So this is it here. So for low income, an average of 13.8% of people have access to 4G. Yeah, so what I would do is, I know time is up, but let me quickly do this for you guys. Okay. All right, so let's just do this. Yeah, so you can check those formulas if need be. Let me post to everyone. So you can check for those formulas if you need help with that. So let me go back to the slides. So that's all the questions here. So I'll quickly go to what the project is all about. I'll just take 2 minutes or 3 to round this up. All right. Sorry, I've wasted too much of your time. I didn't know it would be more than this. So understanding data, you know the project, you know what you're going to start, you know how the project, you've read and understood the data set that's given to you. So you follow these steps to do some cleaning and analysis and all to complete the project. So the project is part 1 and part 2. So you're starting with part 1, sorry. Now this is the 4 different access water service level: basic, limited, unimproved, right? This is the highest access, the best access, right? Drinking water improved from improved source. Okay, so this is the lower, these are the lower ones, just in ordinal form. Okay, then let's look at becoming familiar with data sets. You go through these the column descriptions and understand what each column represents. All right. Yeah, so just follow the same path. It follows the same pattern as what we've just done now. So just go through it and understand what each column means. Then, yeah, so for the data cleaning, just follow the same steps as I did to successfully clean the data, right? So if you do that, you won't have any issues. Then count, yeah, just this is, I think this slide is the same. Yeah, these are the same steps, split text to columns and all that. Okay, now, yeah, so read these instructions carefully. They might sound complicated, but the what's it called? The English might sound too big, but just carefully read it and, follow the instructions and you get your values correctly. So this is for 7.8 billion. This is 20 in year 2000, 55% of the total population we are living in urban areas, right? And the total population is 7.8. So you can just, with the steps we've gone through, you can use it to do that. So you answer these questions, get your percentage difference. Yeah, this is the formula here that will help you in case this
Hi,
one.
Chuku.
Yeah, sorry.
We cannot see any movement from your screen. It's stuck.
Oh God. Hold on. Okay. No one I'm seeing mouths open. Okay, sorry. Sorry. No one I'm seeing mouths open. Sorry. Okay, how is it now? How is it?
Yeah,
How
that's
does it look?
okay. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Sorry. So sorry. I was trying to be too fast. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. So let me just quickly go back. Yeah, so just the same steps. Everything here is the same. Just the same steps here. Yeah, just the same steps. Yeah, the percentage difference. You follow that same step to calculate the percentage difference. If your value is if you're having a minus sign in your values, use ABS to bracket the formula, and you will get the positive value. Yeah, so we'll continue. You draw the charts, pop N, pop NM. So you just draw the charts for. I wish I could just quickly draw one for you, but there's no time. Yeah. So let's see. So these are the steps to help you draw the chart. Okay, just the slides will be shared. Just follow the steps, and I think you successfully get the chart. So the first time you draw it, it's going to be like this. When you have pop n here, pop u and pop arrow as the series, okay? Pop n will be the x-axis, pop u and pop arrow are the series. So after that, when you use pop nm on the x-axis, now instead of pop n, you use the rounded pop m in millions as the x-axis. Then you click on aggregate, then select average. You get this actual figure. Okay, then yeah, investigating access by area. Yeah, do the what's it called? The mean, median, and mode for this. That's central tendency, right? Do the mean, median, and mode for Wattbars and one for this 3 water service levels. Now the box plot, for you to get the box plot successfully, just do a table like this. Now have the water levels here from national to urban and rural. Then use have the minimum here, Q1, Q2, Q3. Now you know Q1 is first quarter, Q3 is third quarter. So yeah, just have it here. Then calculate the minimum of Wattbars and the Q1. I'm sure you know how to calculate the Q1 of a set of numbers, right? So just follow these steps. Then you highlight everything here and draw your box plot. Yeah, so you draw your what's it called, stack 100% stack column chart. Use the appropriate columns to get your chart. Then finally you draw the pivot table, right? That's where you draw the pivot table. Then yeah, let me see if I can spare 1 minute. Let me just quickly switch. Just spare a minute. Okay, let me quickly. Sorry, I've used much of your time, but let me just do something quickly. Yeah, so yeah, let's see, let's do something. I'm going to get a data here so we can see how the box plot works. Yeah, so let's see. This is an example. This is an example of a box to get your box plot. Let me paste this one here. Yeah, let me paste this one here. So if you highlight all this, then you click on. Okay, then you click on insert. Then you click on charts. Yeah, you click on charts. Then you have your box plot here. Okay, so just what you do now is below should be minimum. The Q1, the open should be Q1, the close should be Q3. Close should be Q3, then the high should be maximum. So when you do it this way, minimum, low, open Q1, close Q3, maximum, high. When you do it this way, you get the accurate box plot for this, for the in the project. Yeah. So I hope that really helps. Let me quickly rush back to the slides. Okay. So yeah, so I think that's it from my end. If there's anything that I can, we'll be on the, what's it called, the office hours to offer assistance to anyone. Right, yeah. So that's it. Peter, sorry, you can take over now.
Oh, wow. What a session, guys. What a session. Thank you so much, Chooks. That was a very insightful session. Can we appreciate Chooks in the chat section, please? Let's give Chooks some love in the chat section. Chooks, you have been amazing. This has been a very insightful session. As we mentioned when we were starting, wow, so many thanks to Chuku. As we said when we were starting that this is going to be a very insightful session, so we expected you to listen and follow up very keenly, very closely, and I hope that this helps to shed some more light on what you're tackling this week and even what you're going to be looking forward in weeks to come. So thank you so much, Chooks. So seeing so many comments coming in the chat section, I'm trying to catch up, but thank you so much. So would like to go through the Q&A section. Our team has been trying to respond to the questions as they come in, and we'll try to respond to a few in the interest of time, just to ensure that we also don't take too much of your time and you also have time to catch up and go through your content on your own as well. So we're seeing so many people who want some section to be repeated. Guys, remember this recording is going to be out. The recording will be on the eHub, on the Data Programs Hub, so you can always go back, review, and even if it means slowing the recording down and watching it on the speed of 0.5 so that you can understand everything that's coming through, please do that. So our team has responded to most of the questions. I'll try. Chooks, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm trying to see the question.
So I'll just pick a few questions. Michael in the chat says we make the recording available. Yes, guys, the recording is going to be available. Please, the recording is going to be available. So no, don't worry about that. Chooks, do you have access to the Q&A section? Maybe you can just pick up a few questions there before we sum up.
Okay, let me see. I'm so sorry, guys, because of time. I would have loved to break it down, like make sure you really get the script, but we are running out of time. This is more than 2 hours. So what I'll do, let me just pick one question. I can't find the Q&A, sorry. Okay, I see it here. Okay, then the first one says, at what point do you use round down plus ceiling it is? So depending on the scenario, depending on what you want to get, okay? Mostly round. The major, as in the most function that we use when cleaning this data is round, because we are trying to get a whole number, right? We're trying to get a whole number. We are trying to get just 1 or 2 decimal points. Say, for example, currency, right? You have something like $100.53789. Now we know that for currency, the decimal places should just be 2, right? To reach 100. So you just round up, you round to 2 decimal places. So it depends on the scenario, it depends on what you want to do. That's when you use the round function or the round down function. So it all depends on the case. I don't understand floor, ceiling. So I would have loved to go more. I know it's not going to be easy to get it, to grab it quick, but because of time. So whatever issues, whatever challenge you are still encountering, please just reach out on AnswerBase or just join the office hours session tomorrow. Then I can assist you on that. Yeah, so just join the office hour tomorrow. And canceling for Bismarck, there's no time, seriously. How I escape the commas. Peter, do you mind I just do one thing? I don't know if there's still time because everybody still wants to get something out of it.
3 more minutes, Chooks.
Sorry, you said?
3 more minutes for you.
Okay, 3 more minutes. Repeat how to escape the commas. Okay, let me repeat how to escape the commas. Let me go back to 3 more minutes. Let me go back to this. Yeah, so you can see the screen now. Okay, see how I escape the commas. Let me just create a new sheet here. New sheet. So just watch. I'm going to import this again. Quickly import, upload. Let me do this. Okay, I'm getting it. So I select replace data at current sheet. All right. When I replace, I get it. Now see how you escape. I'm not going to do this. Let me just quickly do this. For this one, you just click on data, click on split text to columns, then select semicolon. So it's no longer separated by comma. So there are some semicolons here that are dividing the values. So you have to separate by semicolon. So let me zoom out so you can see what I just did. press Control F to find out the semicolons. Control F, you find out the semicolons, type semicolon here. It will detect where those semicolons are. So what you just do, move one step forward so that here it will be blank. Yeah, here will be blank, so you can insert the value, the second value of this this cell value here into this place. So what you do is, for example, look at this one. Let me zoom in so you can see. Let me zoom in. So I'm going to move this. So I'm going to move this. Control X. I did Control X to cut. All right. Then I move here. So I click on here to paste it because I don't want anything to be here, so that the next value that was separated by semicolon will come here. So I just come here, click on paste, Control V. All right. So now it has shifted to this end here. Now there's space for this second value after semicolon to come in, right? Then you click on this, click on that value, then click on data, then click on split text to column again. Then it's separated by semicolon, so you click on semicolon, right? When you click on semicolon, immediately it will just enter. If you don't shift it and you do that clean, let's look at this one now. Let's use this one as an example. What do you see here? 2.59, right? 2.59, don't forget. So if I do something like this without shifting it, what will happen is this. Just click on split text to column. I didn't shift it. Then I say semicolon. You see it has removed the 2.59, right? Thereby reducing the quality of your data. So you have to shift it before you get. I know there's this kind of scenario, this kind of situation is very rare. This is just for you to test how well you can clean up your data. But this situation is very, very rare. But if you have it in large data forms, if you have it in a very large data, say for example, this is up to 1 million columns, right? What you do is instead of opening it with Google Sheets, just open it with Notepad, right? Open it with Notepad. Now press Control F in the Notepad to find out the semicolons. So when you find out the semicolons, replace with comma, right? Then save the Notepad. Then just come here and import. Click on import. It will import the data with everything clean, right? You're not going to have any semicolon. You can even try that without going through all this trace. Just open the CSV file as a Notepad. Open it as Notepad. Then on your Notepad, you just press Control F. Then put in semicolon like the way you did here, right? Then it will replace Control H to find and replace. So it will find all the semicolons and replace them, to replace as comma. So when you type in comma, it's going to replace all the semicolon with commas. Then you save the Notepad. Then you open it with Google Sheets. So everything just cleans up. You have your accurate data. Yeah. I hope that helps. I've used more than 3 minutes. Yeah. So let me see another one. Is there still time to look at any other one? No time, right? Please just, I will see you tomorrow on the office app. All right. Sorry about that. Peter, you can continue.
Okay, thank you so much, Chooks. Thank you so much, Chooks, for taking us through the session. And I hope you guys had an insightful session. I hope you got some time to, understand more about what, as we lay the foundations of data, as we lay the foundations of what we are going to expect in weeks to come. And Nolwazi has mentioned there that the session will make more sense when you tackle the integrated projects and go through the instructions. So guys, let us focus on progress over perfection. Let us ensure that we are taking each step at a time as time goes. And as I mentioned, this recording will be available in the next few hours. So let's be ready for that. So maybe we can just finish up with the next steps. Before the next step, the technical support. As I said, we're always trying to ensure that you have all the support you need every single time. We have the community spaces where you can post all the questions, the program related questions. Make sure you use this space wisely as well. And we have the answer base that has all the questions to, you can post all your complex questions there and you'll be sure to get support. And lastly, we have Leah, which is our AI tool that ensures that you get all support instantly every single day, anytime. And lastly, the next step, if just a reminder that if you haven't started, make sure that it's not too late. Make sure that you start your learning journey. But most importantly, make sure that you're on the community spaces, on the announcements, especially because everything regarding the program goes on the announcement spaces. We have so many questions that are coming up, and guys, these are issues that have been addressed in the announcement space. So make sure you check out the announcement space every single day to access program updates. Everything happening in the program goes up in the announcement space. So make sure that you're keen and diligent on that. Lastly, the next assignment is due on Monday, 19th. So pace yourself, ensure that you ready to, that you're taking every single step at a time, and make sure that by the submission deadline, you're ready and you're ready to thrive. So guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for being good sports, and hopefully we'll see each other. And if you have any other questions, make sure to ask and lean on a peer, support your fellow colleagues, and let's do hard things together. Bye bye, guys. Thank you for joining.